So I create a relation between me and all of my disciples. Doesn't matter who they are. Mrs. Gandhi was my disciples also. Things I could tell her, nobody even dreamed to tell in India when she was Prime Minister. So when you are in my class, everybody's same. Doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, how famous you are, how big you are, how rich you are. Everybody equally.
Everybody's equal. Now, what attracts all these people to your class? What is it about yoga that...
The exercise means stretching.
Stretching.
You have to stretch your body from bone to the skin, from here to the toes. Now you think, when people does all hundreds of different kind of exercise, when they stretch their body. When you run, do you stretch your body?
Yeah.
When you play tennis, you stretch your body?
Stretch your body.
When you play football, you don't.
You don't stretch your body?
You don't.
You jam it together all the time, constantly.
You don't.
My tennis is ruining my body?
Absolutely.
God.
Absolutely. You will be my very best student.
Will I?
Because first 25 days, 25 lessons, you can lose 25
Well,
pounds.
I was telling Merv about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar coming to class, and he is he's like a ramrod. He cannot bend in one direction.
You're kidding.
Let me tell you something. Everybody thinks he's the best athlete in the world.
Yes.
In my class, he's the worst student I ever had in my life. He came to see me, believe me or not. Excuse me, you want to have a lunch with me? Like this.
Well, maybe he has to talk to you that way because of his height. Otherwise, you would talk into his navel.
Only time I feel good because I was taller than him that time. So I said, about what? He said, 15 days later, I have to sign my new agreement, but I can't because best doctor in UCLA told me I cannot play any game. I said, what is your problem? He said, back and knee, my migraine headache. I said, well, I cannot go to lunch today, but come back at 4:30 class with the shorts. I'll talk to you that time. And he came back, and 14 days later, he signed the agreement. And after that, this is the third year he's playing the best in his life.
The stretching really takes the muscles across all of your internal organs and gives them a little workout and flushes them. And that's absolutely necessary. It really helped prolong my career and made it possible for me to retire when I wanted to retire rather than when I had the inevitable breakdown.
The most important thing in human life, human body, is the spine. Now the moment you're born and the moment you are going to die, all the time your spine forward bending. It's called one-side game. So intentionally you have to bend your spine backward bending. The worst thing I hear from every doctor and modern medical science in AMA, they said, don't ever bend your spine backward bending. When I first came here 25 years ago, I came here to treat President Nixon when he was president. And he has phlebitis thrombosis, the left leg.
The doctors wanted to amputate his leg, while the American Medical Association laughed at Bikram for suggesting that backbending would cure the president. In fact, it did.
Arthritis, lumbago, sciatica, slip disc, gout, rheumatism, tendinitis, bursitis, spondylitis, all those diseases you can totally cure by yoga. It doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter how many years you are suffering. You know that.
How does lower back problems affect the nervous system?
The spine is source of energies in human body because the spine is the greatest nervous system. Roots of all the nervous systems. All the nerves started from the spine. So you have to keep the spine joints, the cartilage and vertebrae flexible and enough gap so nerves can get all the nutrition to the energy canal of the spine. If you take a piece of steel to a blacksmith and tell him I want a knife out of it, what he's going to do? First he's going to put it in the fire, heat it up. When it is soft, you start hammering, change the shape to a knife. That's why all about human life and human body. But before you heat it up, if you keep hammering with the hammer, you break your hand and the hammer. That's what you do with all other exercise in the world. So when you do the best athlete in the world like a Kareem, then you cannot walk at the age of 35, you have finished your life.
Yeah.
But when you warm up, at the age of 80, I have a student 80 years old, will be embarrassed to stand next to them how wonderful they do. So this is the only warming up exercise, yoga postures Juliet is going to show. First we do Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Most of the people in the world cannot stretch like this, where the scapula bone has to come out completely from the shoulder blade, including deltoid and trapezius muscle. Bend right side. The easiest subject in the world. You are stretching from the spine internally to the outside, everything from top to bottom, fingertips to the heels. And then 10 seconds. Good thing come in the small package. You heard that before. Again, 10 seconds this side. Don't try too hard. Just do very little bit, just like a beginner does, who never did any yoga or any exercise in their whole life. Then you do the back bending. Okay, like when she does her own practice, she can come down here, but I told her not to come up because this room is not warm enough. That's enough. Everything internally stretching, the vertebrae are opening the joint. Now it's called Padahastasana stretching posture. This is the way you have to start scientifically. You grab the heels. Pulling is the object of the stretching posture. Now she's pulling from the coccyx to the brain. From the side, as a beginner, everybody looked like an American club sandwich. But now she looks like a Japanese ham sandwich. This is beginners.
You can carry her in a shopping bag.
Absolutely. If I have to explain this posture medically, it will take a whole night. Just I am going to say, good for life, physically, mentally, spiritually. You need tremendous concentration. You stand up on your toes, spine straight. Yeah, I know there's no mirror.
I used to working with a mirror.
Think there is a mirror. And go down until you feel your hips touching the chair.
On the toes.
I used to do in one toe in my time. You won't believe it. Like this.
One toe?
One toe. And 60 seconds stay there.
Yeah.
And if you fall, my guru used to run with a big stick.
Why do you think Bikram attracts such a variety of people to his classes, including the celebrities?
Well, without generalizing too much, I think it's his overall his ability of guidance, of playing mentor, guru, teacher, friend, essentially.
He's very, very disciplined and very, very kind and very, very discerning. And his eye is extremely adept at detail, particularly physical, but also mental. And he never stops talking.
You come to my class, you don't know yourself, who you are. I hold the mirror in front of your face. You can see who you are, like X-ray machine, X-ray plate. Who you are, what you are, what is the bad part of you, physically, mentally, spiritually, what is good part of you. That's what you pay for. That's my job. I cannot tell you the lies to keep you happy. When you are 20 pounds overweight, I cannot tell you you are in good shape. I got to tell you you have 20 pounds overweight on your face, and you have to lose it from tomorrow. No lunch, no breakfast, and half a sandwich dinner. And if you think I'm insulting you, it's your problem. And I don't care. Because that's why you came to me, that's why you pay for. I must tell you the truth.
Wow. Electric, soulful, wise, forever youthful, very tough, street. That's the best part. One of the best parts of him. He's really street, and that's the part I could identify with, because I know where he's coming from, and just a very, very special person,
The first day I took a yoga class, I slept only 4 hours that night, and I thought there was something wrong. But I wasn't sleepy. The same thing happened the next night and continued to happen. Then I began to tie it to the yoga, because the postures that you assume for the 10 seconds or 20 seconds, when you release the posture, and holding the posture is what's difficult, but when you release it, the blood flushes through your system, and it is the most nourishing thing your body can sustain.
I've been hooked ever since, spiritually and physically, just hooked.
It really helped you come back, didn't it?
Sure. It strengthened everything up, mentally and physically.
And you still, with your schedule, find the time to get there.
That's the most important thing in life.
Martin Sheen is another good example. He started yoga after he suffered a heart attack.
One day I was in class, and he said, just generally to the whole class, he said, you must do this yoga, because you must voluntarily give yourself this pain now while you're capable to give it to yourself, and rid yourself of it now, so that when you get old or older, pain and sickness will not visit you and give you the pain. You will have rid yourself of all of these illnesses now. Your body will be strong and centered.
That's all about yoga. When you have no choice anywhere else in the world, you come to me, I perform miracle like my guru. You jump from Empire State Building, but you hit the ground, you do levitation.